Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'll be your host on the sessions of What's Next? Life After the Masters in Marketing and Management for Luxury Tourism. Do apologize to keep you waiting. We had a few technical difficulties, but we are live now. So throughout our conversation, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the questions box and we will answer them as we go along. Today, we are joined by two recent graduates from class of 2021, Miss María Cara Gilabert and Miss Elena Danzi. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't we begin with a short introduction about, who you are and what you're currently doing?
Of course. So, hi everybody. I'm Elena. So I recently graduated from the master with María Cara, that she was our delegate. And now I'm currently in Paris and I'm working as a sales and marketing intern in the Bulgari Hotel.
Hello. So I'm Maria. I graduated with Elena, and right now I am waiting to get my visa to go to the Ritz-Carlton in South Beach, Miami. And that's what I'm doing.
So let's rewind a little bit, ladies. I mean, you decided to pursue your master's at Les Roches, but what is it that led you to study at Les Roches? Maria, you did your BBA in Madrid, and Elena, you did a degree in communications in Italy. So from all the research that you have done on master's degrees, what was it about this course in particular and Les Roches in particular that made you decide that's what I want to study and Les Roches is where I want to go?
So for me, it was the name. Les Roches is kind of a passport, I think. Before taking the decision, I was looking on LinkedIn as well, people that were doing Les Roches, and all of them had a really, really, really good internship or job. So for me, it was really important because when you go on LinkedIn, you see the actual truth. And also because the master was really interesting to me since, as you said, I graduated in my city in Padova in marketing and communication, and I wanted to mix this with hospitality since I've always really liked that field, and I worked as a receptionist in Spain. So yeah, Spain, beautiful country, plus marketing, my passion, plus hospitality. It was just destiny.
And Maria, how about you?
So for me, I'm from Marbella. So Les Roches always got my attention. And as I went to Madrid to do my BBA, I studied business administration. And the hospitality industry always got my interest. So after my last year at university, with all the pandemic and everything, I decided to keep studying. I think it was the best time. And since I always have Les Roches as something that I wanted to do, I saw this master. It really got my attention. I saw the assignments, and it was just perfect. It was very interesting. I was going to stay in my city, and it was a really good opportunity to have Les Roches in my curriculum. So that's why I decided to come here.
And regarding the course itself, what were some of the subjects that you had studied? Because you mentioned that you were looking at the segments and it was quite interesting. And Elena, from your perspective, having done a degree in marketing before, were you concerned that maybe there might be some repeat of the courses? Or, what were the things that you learned in the course? And then what were some of the things that you learned that were new to the course that you weren't expecting?
So, I would say that everything had the same base almost that I've studied, but it was done in a deeper way, so in more details. And also, as Maria can confirm, we have done a lot of practice of visits. We talked with people that are manager in marketing. So at the end, it's a lot more specific, and there are also some courses that I haven't take when I studied in Italy. For example, finance. it was very scary to me. And at the end, I love that course. I know that it sounds incredible, but I really, really liked it. And also events, that is a lot more fun. You know, just a lot of things that I didn't expected. And in general, yes, it, of course, marketing and communication have the same basis, but first is applied to hospitality, and second is, yeah, just a lot more details and deeper.
And Maria, how about you? What did you find that you had learned during the course, and perhaps something that was new that you hadn't learned before previously because of your BBA is now quite different to marketing and management for luxury tourism?
So what I think we've learned the most, and Elena will agree with me, it's the importance of customer experience. So as Elena told us, this master really, it's very deep. So I studied some courses in marketing at university, and what it's really good about this master is that first you start with really basic assignments. Like if you study another field, it doesn't matter because you start from a very base. And then that's most the first semester, and then the second semester it's more practical. You do really nice assignments. As Elena told us, the event assignment was really good. You get to know real cases. You also have the trips where you can see in first view how the real world is. Like you study in class, but then with these trips you can really like understand everything. And yes, you just it's very deep, but don't be afraid if you're new into the marketing field, because the first semester it's really basic. You're gonna learn everything, and then you will apply all the knowledge and skills in the second semester.
So tell us about these study trips or excursions that you have gone on in the course, because they're all quite exciting. I've heard you've gone to Caviar House, Michelin star restaurant, luxury spa. What are these trips and how do they benefit you going through those trips, experiencing what you experienced, and then applying that to the real world?
So, for example, for my point of view, you really understand a market. For example, if in a future you want to be exactly a marketing manager for luxury tourism, you have to dip in. So in our class, we had the possibility to go, for example, to this golf course and talk to the manager and see the clients, see the staff, talk to them, so to real people. When we got the caviar, we ate the caviar with the champagne that was good for it. It was just it was just deep into the brand. The heritage and the story of the brand because you are talking to somebody that is an expert and that works in there. And it's very important when you do marketing, because you cannot sell or promote something that you don't know and you don't like. So go to the place and talk to the people. It's one thing that I learned in Les Roches, is that really it's very, very important to do what you are studying. Yeah.
And Maria, what was your experience like with the study trips? Can you tell us a bit more about them?
Yes, so I totally agree with Elena. The good things about these trips, in my opinion, is that you got to see different like industries. You go to see the hotels, you go to see the luxury brands, so you get to know which field you like the most. And then after all the visits, well, I recommend to go to all of them. Some people in our class didn't go to all of them, which I think it's a mistake. But there you get to know what's happening, how to treat the clients, what kind of industry you see yourself in, and also that benefits you in order to do the projects, or maybe in some interviews when they ask you something, like you see the real world, so you know what to say. And it's a really good thing. Like if I were you, don't miss anything, because you also do a bit of networking. You know the manager of a golf course, you know the CEO of the hotel. You do network, so that's very interesting too.
Mhm.
So with all these, fantastic opportunities that you're getting to experience firsthand what these luxury products are like, getting to speak with the managers, the owners of these, the brands, the shop managers of Hermes, I think you had mentioned to me the other day of, experiencing what it's like as a
Mhm.
guest. And then in addition to that, learning all of these new things, the base of marketing, but also the basis of hospitality, customer experience. Overall, what did you feel that you learned? What was your biggest takeaway from this course?
There are a lot, to be honest. To be fair, I think that one of the thing that I will take with me forever is that in each course you get to work a lot also with your classmates. So you don't just learn the subject deeper, as I already told you, but also from a point of view that is different than yours, from a culture that is different than yours. We had in our class, Maria, French people, Spanish people, Indian people, Asiatic people, culture, way of thinking, background, everything was different. So it's just, Les Roches is that kind of international school where you learn a lot more than just the subject. You just add things.
Maria, do you
Yes,
share
I
that same sentiment? Yeah.
yes, I agree. And also the atmosphere of Les Roches, I think, really inspires you. I don't know what has, but it's like a different way of learning, I think. And yes, you learn about people, also the teachers. The teachers are really good, not just as professionals, but also as human beings. They can help you with whatever you need. They can give you, they can advise you. I will recommend everyone to really enjoy the campus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good opportunity, and it's amazing. I loved it. I really miss it.
So tell us a little bit more about campus life. How are you balancing your work and study life, or your work-life balance, which, in the present day is also very important when you're in the working world, is to be able to have a good balance. So given that your master's course was a very condensed, 1 year program, and you're learning so much in such a short amount of time, how were you able to make the most of enjoying student life, but also, succeeding in your studies?
So, for example, Maria and I have a similar experience, because that's an advice that I personally want to give to the maybe future class. If you get to live with somebody from Les Roches, do it. Because when you share an apartment, if you are lucky, of course, me and Maria have been lucky in general, and also a lot of people that we know from our class, you get really to form a friendship as well, a really deep friendship, because you live with this person and you go to class with these people. And your study life, maybe you start to study in groups with your classmates, with your roommates. I remember all of the days before an exam, we were studying in group in my house. We were 3 roommates from the same class. So, it's just like friendship and study is just something that you don't have to separate to have good grades. Maria and I had a real social life, and we graduated with a high note. So, and just Les Roches, I think it's that a lot. While, for example, in my previous university, we didn't get to to go out a lot, or to study in groups, because normally it's not that easy. Yeah.
Yes, I will recommend to just to stay organized. You don't have to miss any plan. Just stay organized. work every day a bit. Don't leave anything for the last minute. And yeah, and yes, as Elena just told, make good friends with whom you can study. You can combine everything just with good organization, and you don't have to miss out any plan because of studies, because it's really easy to do both. So yes, I recommend to just be organized, to be with people who really likes to work, who will help you with the projects, with everything, and just enjoy the experience.
Yes, another little thing I would like to add, like you said, Maria, I know that Marbella is very tempting, it's so beautiful, and you're gonna go there, the campus is amazing, the city is amazing, the people are amazing, but you're there also to study, so try to balance. And I'm
Yes.
telling you this because like it's hard. It was hard for me at the beginning. It was hard for everybody. So you have to really be organized. Yeah.
And in terms of the things that you learned, was there a particular project, course, teacher, um, anything in particular that had a really big impact on you during your studies at Les Roches?
For me, for example, I remember that there was this class of creation of strategy with Professor Blackburn. We got to study the more analytical part of the strategies behind marketing and the retail, and we went also to get a group project where we had to go to the luxurious boutique in Marbella. For example, I went to Hermes, and we had to fake to be clients to understand their approach, their strategy, and I found that really, really interesting.
In my case, I would say I love that assignment too, and also really like the experiential marketing assignment. I did my my final project about this assignment because it was really cool. It was really practical. That's what I loved, and we did a really nice projects.
Mm-hmm.
Or for example, there was one class where we have to go into the class without seeing anything, and we had to start like smelling things and eating things without knowing what was it. And it was to see the importance of the senses in marketing, not just like visual, but also the smells, the touch, everything. So I really enjoyed that class. It was really, really good.
It sounds like some really amazing experiences, learning lessons, a lot of growth and challenges throughout that year that you were studying. Now, let's talk about careers. So, obviously, you both have graduated in the middle of the pandemic. We're starting to find jobs still in the middle of the pandemic, but you were still able to make it out. You found some great opportunities. Tell us a little bit more about that. What were the opportunities like when you graduated, and how has Les Roches helped you?
So for me, it was really helpful, the career day. So Les Roches gives you a lot of options, but the two principal ones are Simplicity and Career Day. Simplicity is a platform that is supposed to help you with the internships. You have some filters of the things that you would like to do, and based on your master and on your curriculum, they tell you if this possibility would be okay for a profile like yours. And then Career Day, you get to know a lot of hotels, a lot of companies in general, where you can talk with the manager for some minutes. Of course, that day, for example, you don't have to get discouraged, because you will talk to these managers for maybe 5 minutes, and there are a lot of people that are connected. But in my case, for example, even if I didn't expect it at all, I talk 3 minutes with one of the human resources of the Bulgari Hotel, and now I'm working here. And they called me after 4 months, and I really didn't have any expectation, any ideas that they were going to do that. So yeah, for example, that helped me, and I know 4 people of our class that got an internship through Career Day, and others through Simplicity. So if you don't want to use just LinkedIn or just send curriculum where you prefer to, use those platforms, because if they can help us during COVID, that means that it can help everybody.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice story, Elena, from your case, because I know obviously it's very challenging. You both were looking for jobs at a time where perhaps there weren't any jobs available on the market. And as you said, just one conversation from someone 4 months down the line led to you getting an internship and a great opportunity. And Maria, tell us about your experience with opportunities, Career Day, the CDIP department.
So I think the same as Elena, the Career Day. It's what took me to get this internship. I didn't start it yet, but because of the COVID situation in the US. But it really helps you. Also, Simplicity. One day I was here in Marbella, and I didn't know what to do because the situation was really bad with the COVID and stuff. So I went into Simplicity. I saw this job in the Los Monteros Hotel here in Marbella. I applied. 5 minutes later, they called me. I went to do the interview and I got the job. And that was a summer internship that I did before going to Miami. And also, the other day I applied to the Hilton Malta, and it's super fast. They see that you apply through, I think really the name of Les Roches really helps. They call me 5 minutes later, I did the interview and I got the job. So really use Simplicity and all the network that Les Roches provides you, because it's very, very useful. And also don't be in a hurry to find internships. At the beginning, I was very impatient because I saw all the other master with internships. This was around May, I think. All the other masters with internships already, and I was super lost. I didn't find anything that I liked, anything. So I tell you to be patient, because at the end you will find something. And Les Roches really helps you. And thanks to that, I got the internship that I wanted in the city that I wanted. So don't take the first thing that you see just because it's good. Just look for the internship that you want, because I'm sure it will appear.
Yeah, I think for context as well, obviously, given the current climate of the world, the career days were virtual, where, Elena, you mentioned there are tons or hundreds of different companies that are coming on to recruit. Of course, all the students are online at the same time, wanting to have that communication with the hiring managers or the representatives. But equally so, in a pre-pandemic time and hopefully post-pandemic time, they will be back to face-to-face. So you really get the opportunity to speak to them in person, shake their hand, meet them. But in addition to that, now as alumni, you both are alumni, we do have an alumni platform which also offers careers and opportunities from other alumni who are looking to hire. So I think just in terms of the strength and the power of the network, you know someone who knows someone, or you reach to your chapter groups and they'll know somebody. So it's really about the power of the network and being able to be open to all those opportunities when they arise to you. And Maria, as you said, don't take the first one that comes up, but wait for the one that you'd really like to do and something that you'll definitely benefit from.
Yes.
So we had a question come through saying, do you have any classmates who are currently working in Spain?
Yes. For example, my dear friend Melissa, she's working in Barcelona in this moment in a beautiful hotel. Who else?
Josema is in the Wellington in Madrid. Also Natasha, Sani.
Yeah, Jean is doing an internship in Madrid. Also Ana Paula, but she was postgraduate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about outside of Spain? You know, Maria, you mentioned you're waiting for a visa to go to the US to work, which is very exciting. Elena, you're based in Paris. So what types of opportunities are out there? I mean, it seems very international and lots of things happening.
Yes,
Everything.
I think most of the habla, habla.
No, go.
Okay. I think most of the people are going outside just to live the experience, and because it's a really good opportunity to start outside. A lot of people are in Dubai and also in Doha in Qatar, and also a lot of people go to the US. The thing is that some people are still waiting for the visa because, as a lot of us are from the Schengen area, we still have the travel ban. But as soon as it lifts, a lot of us will go to the States.
And Maria, as well, you mentioned to me when we spoke the other day that you have been doing some freelance work on the side whilst you're waiting for your visa to come through. So how has the master's program helped in your current role as a freelancer?
So I give more detail to the. I mean, I work just in the social media of the company, so I give more detail to the experience of like just the story itself, the Instagram story. I focus on be like more aesthetic to the like the visuals to be very like well detailed, and that's it. Like be more like have more details with the clients, and maybe just ¿cómo se dice? Like give more ideas to the company of things we can do, and that's it. But as I'm a freelance, I don't work very like inside the company. I just post things, and that's it. But I will apply this the things that I learned in the in the master in the hotel.
So we've just had another great question come through. The question is, or basically, this person is currently coursing the Master's in Marketing and Management for Luxury Tourism. He's asking, did having the master on your CV change the way employers or companies looked at you when looking for a job? And also, how were you able to identify ideal companies to present your job or your CV to? So let's go with the first part. Sorry, apologies to the person who just saved the question. She is asking, did having the master on your CV change the way companies and employers looked at you when you were searching for a job?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It changes because, of course, it's a title, you know, master. It's it's something that sounds already more professional. And if you get to work in the hospitality world, because of course with our master you also have option to work just in the luxury world, but maybe in retail and not in the hotels. But in my case, seeing master in Les Roches gives you a really like good passport. Here in Paris, when I said in conversation that I studied in Les Roches, everybody knew the place, everybody. From every age, they knew the name is very important, and the master, it's something that gives you more. Yeah, it's an important title, especially at our age. I don't know how old you guys are, but in our class, like from 20 to 28, 30, having a master is already really, really good for a young age. Yeah.
And Maria, what about you? Do you think
Yes,
that it has changed the way
yes,
that
I totally agree with Elena. The name of Les Roches is really important inside the hospitality industry, but also as our teacher, Blackburn, the one that Elena talked before, he told us that also inside the luxury fashion brands, they are starting to look for people from the hospitality industry. So having Les Roches in your curriculum for both fashion and hospitality really helps you to to be seen and to be, yes, it's a really good plus in your curriculum.
I think that's a great point that you mentioned, because a lot of the skills that you learn, develop, and understand in hospitality are very easily transferable into other industries, and particularly when you're dealing with, luxury clientele, whether it be in a hotel or in retail. It's all about understanding that customer experience, guest relationship management, and really, as you had experienced during the course, being the customer on the other end to fully understand the product and the whole experience to be able to market that better to your future customers and your clientele. Now, the second part of that question was, how were you able to identify ideal companies to present your CV to? So with the career days, as you mentioned that, and the CDIP help, what type of luxury companies were available to speak to on that day?
I saw LVMH. So the group that I'm working for now, Bulgari, is part of LVMH. So
So for those
yeah,
that don't know, LVMH is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, which I'm sure every one of you have heard of at least one of those brands. But if you just go to the website, you'll see the entire umbrella of companies that they own and manage. So sorry, continue on, Elena. You spoke to LVMH?
Yeah, I don't actually remember because, as I told you, that was maybe in March or something, and we talked to so many companies, and there were so many. But the most important one was LVMH, and there was also Moncler. That is a fashion brand that works more for winter coats, luxurious winter coats, and maybe Kering, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I'm
Maria
sure there's
Medina.
also, in terms of the hotel side, you have your standard luxury hotels like the Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton,
Yeah.
Mandarin Oriental, and so on. Maria, did you have any other names or brands that you remembered from your career day that you wanted to add?
No, I don't really remember, but there were so many. Like, you will find whatever you want in the career day for sure.
Maybe if you want to work also in food and beverage, I remember that there were also restaurants. For example, the Big Mama Group. It's a very dynamic place. There's also one here in Paris that is absolutely amazing. The staff is young, and yeah, so you have food and beverage. Of course, hotels is the principal thing. You have many, many, many hotels around the world. Travel agencies, you have also less luxurious hotel, for example, Club Med as well was there, and yeah, fashion brands, the one that I told you.
Also, airplane companies. I think there was Qatar Airways and Emirates.
Yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
hospitality as an industry, we're so vast and so large that it's not just, sticking to traditional hospitality roles within a hotel like the front desk. You also, as Elena's doing now, sales and marketing. Maria also in marketing. You also then have, the airline industry, retail, F&B, event services. So really such a huge umbrella of different avenues that you could pursue within the hospitality industry, having graduated from this degree. Um, I know we are pressed for time, Elena. I do apologize. I know you have to dash because you have to get back to work,
Don't
but we just
worry.
had one more question come through. Sorry, two more questions come through. So, first one being, have any of the graduates gone into luxury watches, for example, Tag Heuer, Omega, Constantine, et cetera, et cetera? From my personal knowledge, yes, I'm also a graduate from Les Roches, not from this program, but a lot of my friends did end up working for luxury watch brands and retail. Maria and Elena, I don't know if any of your friends from your graduating batch have currently ended up in any roles like that or that you know of.
I know somebody, but it was not from the master. It was from the bachelor's. I don't know if maybe it can help. It was somebody that was hired at Rolex, but then for personal reason, this person didn't accept. But I know that there was somebody that was hired there.
Yeah, hope that answers your question. And then the other question was, I wanted to know how difficult it would be for me to adapt to this course as I'm pursuing a bachelor's in product design. So I'm not too familiar with product design as a course, And in terms of the academic requirements, I'll just need to double check that, but I think that question would be best answered by our team in the field. So Sukriti, I will get back to you on that. Do we have any more questions from the audience about the program, about the course, about what life is like after graduating from this degree, career opportunities, etc.? We'll just give a few minutes in case people are still typing up any questions. Doesn't look like we have any more for the moment. So in that case, one more. Can one switch from retail to management of the same? So I think overall, if you are in, or if you're graduating from this course, it will be more from a management perspective, but you can absolutely switch between retail management, so luxury retail management, and hotel management, also within the luxury hotel industry. I think a lot of the skills that you learn within this program, Maria and Elena, correct me if I'm wrong, are all very much the base knowledge of hospitality and operations and management, but also adding that extra layer of understanding the revenue side, the strategy side, a lot of things that you can really go out into the world and be ready for and tackle on those projects. So
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
very lastly, is there anything else, ladies, that you wanted to add about your experience? Any pieces of advice, information that you wanted to share to any of our prospective students and listeners today?
Well, me, I was just going to say that I'm going to tap my number in the chat. So if somebody wants to, if somebody thinks about any other questions, feel free to text me on WhatsApp, no problem. Just because I know that sometimes it happens to me that I have questions after the webinar, and I'm like, damn, I had, yeah. So yeah, if you want, feel free to contact me for honest opinions.
Thank you. Maria, any last words from you?
So I would say that I really enjoyed the experience. Go to the campus every day because it's amazing. The thing that happened to us is that at the first semester, due to the COVID, most of the classes were online, and you can't imagine the difference between going to the class presentially than do it online. Like the atmosphere, the everything, it's really, really amazing. So I recommend you to go to campus every day, enjoy every opportunity, every club. You have a lot of clubs, lots of university clubs, also nightclubs. Yes, enjoy every activity. Les Roches organizes all the picnics, everything. It's amazing. And I will type my number too, because as I'm from Marbella, if you need any question about the city or also about the university or whatever, feel free to write me if you have doubts with the city or I don't know, whatever. And that's it. That's my advice.
Fantastic. Well, ladies, thank you so much, Elena and Maria, for taking time out of your busy day today to join us. And thank you for everyone who is tuning in. I hope this has been an informative session for you all. Should you have any questions, you have Maria and Elena's number in the chat bot. You also have access to our email, so feel free to drop us an email if you have any other questions that need answering. And also, don't hesitate to get in touch if you'd like to have more information about our Masters in Marketing and Management and Luxury Tourism course. And if you think perhaps this isn't for you, but you want to explore what other opportunities we have available, head over to the website lesroches.edu to view all of our other master programs. For the meantime, we wish you a wonderful day, and we look forward to welcoming you to the Les Roches community very soon. Thank you so much, and take care, everybody.
Thank you.